Mr. B, are you going to make a state of the collection video? Yes! Hello and welcome everyone, Konstantin aka Mr. B back with the state of the collection video. Guys, I do collect since 2008, so it's a long journey. And I reached a state of the collection where I'm very satisfied with. So I'm eager to learn about your opinion there. What do you think about my collection? I did start actually as a Rolex enthusiast. I encountered different brands, and the way of collecting for me is more or less ticking boxes. I do like to have a dive watch, chronograph, a pilot's watch, a GMT watch, and so on in my collection. I do as well collect according to the one brand, one watch philosophy, if you would like to call it like this. Never mind. I would say let's switch the perspectives, check out my watch collection, my watches and the history behind it, and I just hope you are fine, guys. Alright, let's go. 116713 Rolex Gmt Master Two, purchased in 2011 for my 30th birthday, and I traveled a lot with this piece. I went with her to China, to Mexico, to the US, to Seoul, okay, better say to Korea, to Japan, and traveled also everywhere to Europe with this. And you can see this, there are some dents, some scratches in the bracelet and in the case, but I don't mind. And when I'm going to give it to its first revision, it should be in 1 or 2 years because it runs perfectly. I will ask him to just do a revision of the movement and not of the case, because I think these dents and scratches belong to this piece. It's definitely the staple stone of my collection, and yeah, the watch, one of the watches I have the longest time in my collection. Omega Speedmaster Racing Chronograph and Man of the Moon watch. To me, it's the racing chronograph in my collection. It's a classical sport watch in my collection too. I did own before also the 14060M, but every time when I wanted to wear a Rolex, I wore my 116713, and when I wanted to wear a classical steel sport watch, I did wear actually this one, the Speedmaster. It's a sapphire sandwich version, and I really like every time to check out the movements through the sapphire crystal case. It's very comfortable, it's not too thick, not too chubby. I think it's still in great condition, even though it's with me since 2013 so far. So beautiful watch, I really like a lot, I really wear a lot, and yeah, I don't want to miss in my collection. Breitling Avenger-Two chronograph, the real one, full polished with the winged logo on the dial, and guys, I still don't regret the purchase. 300 meters of water resistance. I did own before a Breitling, the Super Ocean Heritage one, but when I lay the first time my hands on this Breitling, I had to get it. I sold my diver, my Super Ocean Heritage piece, and I purchased this one, and I don't regret it at all. Look at the bezel, typical Breitling design. It's a hefty, chunky chronograph. I think it's about 70 millimeters or 16.5 millimeters thickness, 43 millimeters of diameter. It's a rough, tough beast. The anti-reflective coating is perfectly done. Sometimes the dial, not the dial, the crystal disappears, and you really can enjoy the beautiful blue dial and the silver subdials. To me, it's a perfect beta watch, a perfect chronograph, and I think a good balance if you compare it with my other two pieces, the Rolex and the Omega. Stowa Classic Flieger Type B dial, the watch which is not supposed to be in my collection. I did own before the Type A dial version. I sold it. I really did regret that. Nevertheless, 1.5 years later, I reached out to Stowa, asked them whether I could make another review for them, and they said yes. They sent to me this particular watch. I did do the review. I put it back into the package. I contacted Stowa that the review was done and that I can return it to them. They did like the review, and they actually said, hey, we saw that you like this watch. We saw your first review you did on your Stowa, and if you like, you can keep it. So I said yes, and since then it's again in my collection and I'm very happy with this. Good looking, it's a watch I used all my straps for. I think it's perfectly made for different kind of straps, and yeah, I still enjoy it and I'm happy it's back in my collection. Seiko Turtle Save the Ocean Great White Shark, the one watch I did purchase in Japan, in Tokyo, during our honeymoon, and it's still a beauty, and I'm still happy that I went for this piece. On the one hand, we do have the kanji day complication. We have, of course, here 200 meter of water resistance. I added to it the Z199 Uncle Seiko Jubilee bracelet. I think everyone should have a Jubilee bracelet in its collection, and this one really is a perfect match for the turtle, I think. It's like yeah, a copy of the Z199 original Seiko strap. The difference is this one is full metal, a full metal bracelet, just the end links are hollow, and I think it suits the turtle perfectly. I did on before the strap coat for my party turtle, and the strap coat is, of course, in terms of quality as well great, but a little bit more stiff and pretty heavy. This one is really light, and in combination it's a perfect watch, really great to wear, and it's my fun watch, my travel watch, and I think as well it's the dive watch in my collection. I will use it for diving, for diving, and yeah, this is how it should be. Use the watch for its purpose, and with this one I don't have any fear to do so. Grand Seiko SBGX259 9F quartz movement, and I thought before that I am going to hate a ticking watch. The opposite is the case. I every time am fascinated to see how accurate the second hand hits the indices on the dial. I like the history or the story about how Grand Seiko did produce or does produce these movements. The finish is perfect. We do talk here about a crisp white dial. The Zarozzo polishing is in perfection for the indices, for the hands, and of course also for the case. I do love the oyster style bracelet. You do have the clasp here. It's a very simple one, but it's purpose built. It's really comfortable. If you can see how the links move here. This is really a smooth, soft bracelet. 37 millimeters are not too small for my opinion. I mean, this is a dress watch. Still 100 meter of water resistance. I can wear it dressy. It's not too small, not too big, and I think it does fit perfectly into my existing watch collection. Swatch System 51 Limited Blue Hodinkee Edition. I mean, I'm a child of the 80s, and the first watch I owned was a Swatch, a plastic piece. This is the same feeling, just with the System 51 movement, and I do actually respect and like what Swatch did there. This watch is produced 100% automatically, as well regulated, and I really can respect that. It's a fun piece, it's a limited piece. I think it gained already some money, and yeah, I like just the look of it, and it's definitely a part of my collection. I do wear it, not as often as I do wear the others, but still it does get wrist time, and I like it a lot. Marcello C. Tridente, the Grand Dame in my collection, so to say. I do own this since 2008, the first automatic watch I did purchase, and the one which started it all. And oh my god, 630 bucks I did pay for it in 2008, and I thought I never would spend that much money for a watch. And yeah, with this start actually my hobby, collecting watches, and I still do like it a lot. Yeah, I don't wear it that often anymore because it's an homage watch, and yeah, still I think I'm going to give it back to Marcello C for a revision of the case, of the bracelet, of the movement, and I would like to exchange the dial and the inlay to the green version. I hope they still do have that, and yeah, will keep it in my collection as a fun watch, and maybe a watch when I'm out with the guys. Definitely a watch I will keep and which will stay in my watch collection. Timex Fairfield chronograph. Mr. B, are you crazy? No, I am not. Actually, my wife did give this to me as a birthday gift and I still love it. It's my summer watch, and Timex did invent something special, which is Indiglow. As you can see right here, it's an indirect blue light on the dial. And yeah, Timex as well do have a history. I do like the Fairfield line. It's not the perfect watch. You can see the second hand of the chronograph is slightly off. Quality is alright, but it isn't the best. Still, it's a fun piece of watch I do wear frequently in the summer. And yeah, clear white dial, golden case. You can't go wrong with this. It's in my collection. It's part of my collection, and I think it's important to present it as well here. Alright guys, this concludes my State of the Collection video review, so to say. I'm eager to learn about your opinion. Leave comments in the comment section below. What do you think about it? What would you add? Any recommendations are welcome. I myself do think sometimes about getting a Zin here, the Zin 556 or the Zin 903, even though I would become with this a little bit more pilot watch heavy in the collection. But anyways, leave a comment below and text me what you would add and what you think. I'm eager to write with you there, guys. I wish all of you now a very happy Sunday afternoon, a good start into the new week. Look forward to see you in the next one. Say goodbye and auf Wiedersehen. Euer Konstantin. Ciao, guys.